right, we're coming to cat-cow. We're just gonna start getting into yoga brain. We're gonna warm up our body and our mobility and our spine. We're gonna start in tabletop cat-cow, and then we will shift into a seated cat-cow. So we're just moving the spine, arching the back, pushing the spine away into the air, using the belly button to push in the opposite direction. Notice how you keep pushing, and you come into this child's pose position. That's the full extension of cat. And then we're gonna arch the back from the tailbone. As you start to do that, you're gonna lift, not because you're trying to, but because you're coming from the bottom up, and that flow of energy, that force is pushing your body. I'm just gonna keep going with it, and I end up whatever that would be. And then from here, my full cow, I'm gonna push my spine away. Push in the direction of the tailbone, finding my cat again, naturally. Beautiful, start to push up, up, up. You're arching that spine. The chest is falling forwards. And this is full extension of cow, which is actually cobra. It makes sense. This is a back bend, which is what cat-cow essentially is. Now I'm not just gonna pick up my hips, right? I'm thinking about going back into cat. So I'm pushing my spine away, pushing the shoulder blades towards the tailbone, out of my body, letting that extension pull me up. Now I'm in rock pose. Hips are on the heels. Let's take a moment in stillness just to feel the back, just to give it a moment to reorient, to realign. We'll do that spinal flexion again in this upright position. This is literally called spinal flex in Kundalini yoga, and it's the same thing as a cat-cow to an extent, right? We're gonna match our breath now to our movement. So we're going to, I was just arching my back to come into cat/child's, okay? And so now I'm gonna go the opposite way. Sorry, I wasn't arching it, I was pushing it away. So now I'm gonna go the opposite way. Pushing that chest out, arching the back. Focusing on that center, the sternum, and then the middle back. Allowing the head to raise, the chin to lift. Taking a big breath in. Again, this is our seated cow or cobra, that chest opening pose. And then push those shoulder blades away. You actually are pushing down the spine to create that C shape. Our cat going into child's pose, that flexion of the back, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. All right, awesome. Now we add the breath, okay? We're not gonna focus so much on each centimeter of movement in the spine. We're gonna focus on our breath, and we're gonna add quickness to this movement. So it's puff the chest, C-spine. Arch, C-spine, right? Cat-cow. And we're just doing it quickly. And we're gonna add the breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Close the eyes, breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. When the song ends, you stop. Nice. Come to center. Take a moment. You are probably feeling the heat building in the body. You're probably feeling the pumping in your muscles, in your fascia. You're feeling everything relax and contract. Lengthen and contract. Yes, that's my word. Lengthen and contract. And we're doing it from the center right away. We're starting with the center. We're not building in towards the center. We're starting as central as possible. And so every little tiny movement of lengthening and contraction here ripples throughout the whole body. All right, we're gonna come up to stand. Perfect. Hands come to the hips. We are going to prepare for a forward fold. Micro bend in the knees. I don't want you to open your hips out and drop that lower back. I want to keep that lower back strong, stable, supported. So you're actually going to like curve. You're going to create that C-spine, but like even longer down the butt so that we're keeping this lower back together. We're keeping those muscles activated in the most central place that we can. Okay? So it's not this, it's this. All right, we're really getting a bend in those legs. Okay, so we curve. We're just practicing. Try and keep curving and lowering. See if you can touch the floor. Okay, if you can't, you're just practicing the curve and lowering. We're gonna come back up. Ooh, huge activation in the legs, like immediately. Awesome. This shit is so cool. All right, let's keep going. Hands on the hips. You're like sitting back into your hips, right? So we're not tilting the pelvis forward. We're keeping it tucked under. We're keeping the lower back stable and strong and flat. And we bend the knees a little bit. Okay, notice your stopping point naturally, if like your knees don't bend more than that. Beautiful, hold, we're holding. Nice, and then from here, with this bend in your legs, with this tilt in your pelvis, you're going to send the chest forward. Now you can drop the lower back, but notice it won't drop as much as it was going to before because it's more supported now. And we're bending the chest forward, bending the knees, coming down, coming back up. All right, one more time. Tilt the pelvis, C-spine, lower the knees, drop the chest. Keep the knees where they are. Don't keep lowering them. Drop the chest, drop the chest, drop the chest. Chest is coming to the legs, and the hips are lifting slightly, slightly, slightly. And we're going to slowly begin to straighten the legs. Breathing into the groin, into the lower belly. So that the strength is coming from those inner thighs too. It's not all in the outer body. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Legs are totally straight. I'm gonna walk my hands out to plank. Actually, I'm walking my hands out to where my calves stretch the most. Look at that, we're in down dog. Down dog it is. Beautiful break point as we continue walking. So curve the pelvis, put a little micro bend in the knees, shift the shoulders and upper body forward, keep walking. My hip flexors are turned on and they're like, we can't really stretch more than this without compromising. So this seems to be my plank spot. And I'm gonna breathe into my belly, breathe into my inner thighs and start to walk forward. Bringing my heels back in order to activate my lower back instead of just like pushing into my front thighs. I'm going to push into my heels as much as I can and then start stepping backwards. Keep pushing into the heels, into the tailbone. Try and keep that pelvic tilt the posterior pelvic tilt. Ooh, hands come back to the feet. We'll gently rise up. Standing in mountain pose here, the best pose of yoga. Just feeling all of that, all of those muscles are on. All of that fascia is being lengthened. The heart is pushing fluids, oxygen throughout your body. Beautiful. All right. We're going to come into our warrior pose. Let's see. So we can like step the right foot out, whatever foot, doesn't really matter. We're going to put a bend in it. Okay, let's slow it down even more. Big step. Bend the knee, push into the heel so that you relax this hip. So instead of it being like this, right, step and knee, the next step is to push into the heel and let that hip release. Breathe in. Bring the heel up on the back foot. Breathe in. Breathe into the hip flexors here. Breathe into the inner spine. Beautiful. Push into the toes, into the ball of the foot. Get a little stretch on that back foot. Release the heel back down. Relax that hip. Bend into the front foot. Feel the stretch at the back of the straight leg behind. We're going to turn into our goddess pose. So this means the back leg, the feet turn 90 degrees, so the toes are pointing to the side. We're gonna bend into that back leg as we turn the front toes to that same side. We're gonna just shimmy a little bit to even out the placement of the feet in line with the hips, and boom, we're in goddess pose. Posterior tilt, okay, so you tuck the tailbone, you push towards the spine to make that C. And we're gonna bend. Just a little bit. It's the same kind of bend from before with the legs, but this time our legs are apart. We're gonna hold here. I have this like insane crunch going on here in my belly. A little bit of a sway just to distract from the hold. When we come back up, let's cactus the arms. Push the elbows back, back, back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Breathe out, push the palms away. Push with pressure, like you're pushing against a brick wall. You're pushing something away from you. Push, push, push. And relax, fold it forward. You can release the lower back. Keep a little bit of a posterior tilt like always, just to help stabilize the lower back. And relax. This movement that's happening, this unplanned movement, it's just the expression of the relief and the movement in my body. I'm not thinking, it's just happening and I'm allowing it, I'm supporting it, I'm flowing with it. Ooh. Because my lower back is so supported, there's such a nice opening in my hips. Because I supported this like middle space of the lower back instead of like the lateral space, my like inner thighs were able to activate more than usual, and in their activation and they're being turned on, there's like my hips are so much more open on the inside. All right, and we're gonna turn back into warrior on the other side. So, the feet at the back side of your mat. The ones that were behind before, the leg that was behind before. You're gonna turn those toes 90 degrees, so they're facing the back of your mat, right? As you bend into that front knee, you're gonna turn the foot 45 degrees or like close to 90 if you can, and pick up the heel. And we're coming into warrior something towards the back. We'll just hold this. Notice the stretch at the back of the leg. Push into the ball of the foot. Deepen that stretch. Bend into the front leg. Push into the heel. Release that hip. Notice that huge difference. I know I got that on camera. Okay, that huge difference. That front hip needs to relax. And then you can micro adjust the other leg. Bending as much as you can into that front leg. Opening up this hip flexor, this external rotation of the hip. Bend into that front leg again, turn back around, push into the heel, straighten the leg. Come back to the other side, toes turn. We're gonna walk the feet in. And relax. Walk the feet a little bit. A little ankle stretch, a little top of the foot stretch here. We're gonna come down to our knees to rock pose. If you can't do rock pose, or if rock pose is like supremely uncomfortable, you shouldn't be doing child's pose. I hope that makes sense. Like, I feel like in yoga, a lot of times it'd be like, okay, like go into child's pose, and you just like automatically go down, go into it. But you are creating separation at the spine much higher than it should be, right? The separation isn't coming from the bottom of the tailbone. The separation is coming up those vertebrae more at the hip space, and that's not what we want. We actually want to bring those hips together, keep those hips together, and allow them to stay together and to stay closed. So anyway, if you can't do rock pose, you shouldn't be doing child's pose. You're just like stretching the wrong things, and it's not supporting your strength. So you should practice rock pose. If it's uncomfortable for you, practice it, right? You can start in camel pose, just getting used to your knees being on the floor like this, and then explore like bending up and down. And when you can do that, when you can sit your hips onto your heels without like letting your heels fall to the floor, when you can keep them strong and in the center, then you can explore like the amount of weight that you allow on your hips, because your core can really hold a lot of weight up for you. And then if you want to release that weight onto the heels, onto the ankles, if they can handle it, then you do so with that pelvic tilt, so that you're not just dropping the weight, but the weight is like naturally moving with gravity and with the body in the way that it's meant to. Anyway, so our hips are together. We have that little bit of a C in the lower back, okay? My pelvic tilt is strong, is stabilizing me. And I'm going to lean forward to get my hands on the mat. And then I'm going to squeeze my hips, squeeze my glutes to keep that pelvic tilt as I walk my arms as far as they can go. And then I'm gonna melt there. You'll notice how different it feels from a regular child's pose in a moment when we go there. Pick the chest up, pick it up from the lower backs, okay? Do your posterior pelvic tilt, make that C. Lift your back up with your spine. We're coming back to center. We're gonna try and go into a deeper child's pose now, okay? So with this one, we're leaning forward, hands come to the mat. The hips are actually gonna lift, but they're lifting from the tailbone, from the very bottom of the tailbone, okay, from the center. Walking the hands out as far as you can, and then we're going to push the spine towards the tailbone, like we're doing our cat again. As we allow our hips to come down, they don't have to go down to your hips. If that's too much of a stretch, then the hips can stay lifted. If you want to explore dropping those hips, notice how my hands came with it. Okay, I didn't overextend my shoulders or my hips or my back or my hamstrings. I let the hands come back, and then I sit into the tailbone, and then I melt forward for that extension through the chest, through the arms, through the shoulders, through the collarbones, through the throat, through the forehead, through the crown. Alright, we'll pick up the crown, pick up the chin, pick up the collarbones, the chest, start to walk the hands back towards the body. Alright, now we are going to keep our hips on our heels. Walk the hands forward, lifting up the hips, keeping that posterior tilt. My feet are lifting, and I'm going to start to drop my hips into this back bend. Notice how my hips aren't on the floor. They could go to the floor. I could do that right now, but it's not naturally happening. So I'm gonna give it some time to get there. You gotta warm up the body. All right, walk. Okay, push into the spine, push into the tailbone. Make the C spine, your cat back, and then walk the hands. And then we're gonna go again. This time allowing those hips to drop a little bit deeper, deeper back bend, coming to our cobra-like pose. You don't have to do that. Stop when you need. All right, ready? Thinking about the pelvic tilt, lifting the hips. We're lifting from here. We're not lifting from here. We're not lifting from here. We're lifting from here. Hands come down, feet come up. I'm like rocking onto this part of my knees for the rotation. Walking forward. Breathing, breathing, and allowing my thighs, the tops of my thighs, to come down to the ground. Nice, this is a great moment to rest. We don't want to keep extending the hip flexors without warming up the entirety of them and everything that they're connected to. Drop the feet. Squeezing the tailbone still, keeping that little baby pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt, pushing into the spine, into the tailbone. And then we're gonna lift the head, lift the chest, push into the palms, come into your back bend of choice. Don't go for a deep back bend if you haven't warmed up your back. Probably start like here with little baby cobra, or whatever it's called. And if you have the mobility, push deeper. This isn't about the back bend actually, it's about the stretch of the hip flexors at the front of the body. Beautiful. Breathe in. And now we're going to push into our our cat again. So that means we push into the spine. Push up through that spine towards the tailbone. This is our rock pose, our counterbalance, allowing that C back in the spine after we just did that huge back bend, that huge arch. You can drop your hips between your feet if that works for you, if you have that mobility of your knees. Otherwise, just release your legs in a way that feels like comfortable and conscious. We really want to give that tailbone some space and time to ground and to relax right now. We're working with it so much. Close down the eyes. I think it's probably important in grounding to give yourself time. Like when you think of it on a physical level, of like, let's say there's energy like up here in the spine and it's making its way down to the tailbone. Like, who says it's going to instantaneously just drop into the tailbone? We want to give it time. We want to give it space to flow, to settle, and to find its own stillness. Only then can we find stillness. And it makes sense because grounding is about like the physical world. Grounding like innately is in relationship with time. But I've never thought about that before. Like instantaneous grounding literally doesn't exist. That's not a thing. All right. Let's see what's next. Let's come to a butterfly. So we're gonna release those legs. Actually, we're not gonna come to a butterfly. Do a little knee hug right here. Hands to the knees, to opposite knees, okay? Your hands are on top of your knees. Why? Because I want you to nourish them. Your touch, your warmth is nourishing. Imagine energy flowing from your palms into your knees. Just washing through your knees from every angle, in every plane. I'm so influenced by music when I do body work like this because like we're supposed to be up here, but I'm like, okay, let's call it. When you work this deeply within the body, like this, I say deep, and I don't mean like high and deep. I mean deep, like center, like this. The skin of our body is the surface, but you go in, that center space, that most center space. That's deep, that's depth into your core, into your spine. That's where your soul lives, in the freaking crevices, deep in the caves. All right, so I brought my legs into a straight leg, like an extended leg here, and I'm naturally just folding over them slightly, so we're gonna go with it. My feet are flexed, my legs are long, my knees are flat, they're straight, although a microbend could be okay, but I don't really think it's necessary because we've been doing so much bending of the legs. I think that the like counterbalance to that is keeping them, I don't know what you would call it, like locked, I guess. And just letting the nourishing energy through those spaces as well. So the forward bend right now isn't about my back at all. It's actually about the back of my legs and about the locked knees. And there's even like this stretch happening in the foot. It's very much the back of the legs. The front of the legs too. with a little bit of a bend. We're gonna lift the hands overhead. Twist to one side, open up the arms. If this feels like a huge activation of muscles, think about releasing the arms, twisting more, and opening up the arms, not from the shoulders, but from the chest, okay? And whatever one is feeling like louder, just don't open it so much. This little twist here, coming back to center. We'll twist to the other side. So you twist the spine, but we're twisting like upwards, right? Holding those arms up. You can extend them more if that feels right for you. But we're staying in this bent position. Coming back to center. Chest comes up, but before you do that, you're pushing into the spine. You're pushing into your back, okay? The posterior tilt is happening. You're not just lifting up from the upper part of your body, you're pushing backwards from the lower back, and in turn, that is picking your chest up. There's a little bit of a lean. My core is very engaged right now because I'm like leaning onto my upper glutes instead of just sitting on my sit bones and my tailbone. Let's breathe in and lift the chest. Exhale, posterior tilt. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, posterior tilt. Inhale, lift the chest. Up, up, up. You can rotate that pelvis. Try and keep your ribs closed. Don't open the body so much. Keep them closed while you tilt the pelvis the other way. And we're gonna come into, I don't know what this is called, one leg, something. The sole of one foot is coming into the inner thigh of the other leg, which is still out long. We're just gonna walk the hands down, fold slightly. There's not really a stretch happening here. We're just relaxing, allowing gravity, our weight, to be held by these structures that were created intelligently to participate with gravity. Breathe in, chest comes up. Let's switch legs. Sole of the other foot comes into the inner thigh. This leg is long now. Walk those hands out and relax your upper body. Breathing in and out. Now we're going to come to butterfly pose. So the soles of the feet are going to touch each other. Your knees might be up super high. They might be really low, whatever. It's your body, it's different. There's no right and wrong. Bring the hands to the feet, to the ankles. Give them your nourishing energy. Closing the circuit by connecting the palms and the feet. Notice how your hips are feeling. If there's like a stretch that's a little bit too big for your comfort, work with it, close the legs, see if that helps. And then you can hold here. You can even fold forward to support that stretch of the outer hips. If the inner hips are feeling too much, walk the feet out. We have a really narrow butterfly. The knees are fairly lifted. Go ahead, bend down a little bit. And now we're stretching that like groin space, that lower belly space. Breathe into the tailbone. Don't anterior tilt your pelvis too much. Keep that concept of pushing into the spine, into the back, posterior tilt. come into your comfortable position, easy pose, crisscross applesauce. Maybe it's a lotus pose. Maybe it's keeping those legs out. Maybe it's a straddle, whatever's most comfortable for you. We are going to bring our hands to our shoulders, push the elbows back as far as you can. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades, push them back even more. Good, this is our starting position, position A. Now we're going to swing the arms up. The hands are reaching behind the head for the upper back. The elbows lift. Position B. Breathe in. We come back to position A. Send those elbows backwards. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And now we are going to cross the wrists, cross the forearms, making this X. This is position C. And we come back to position A. Beautiful. So we're going to continue this. The only thing is that when we cross the forearms, we're gonna switch which arm comes in front every time. Okay, ready? So position A, elbows are back, shoulder blades squeeze. We go up, reach for the back, elbows up, back to position A. Cross the forearms, back to position A. Okay, we're gonna speed it up and add the breath now. Can you hear your breath? Beautiful. Send those elbows backwards. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Push them back again. Breathe in. Blow it out through the nose. We're just going to do one last movement here. A favorite of mine. The hands are going to come up overhead. Turn the wrists so the back of the hands are facing each other. And then we're going to push away and down like we have these wings. Then we're going to turn the palms up. Pull up, 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 up. Again, our wing motion. And we're just going to continue this with a matching breath. You can speed it up if you like. Make sure you hear your breath and make sure your breath is connected with the movement. So it's either inhale, exhale, or it's just a faster breath. Either way, each movement is connected with either an inhale or an exhale. If your shoulders are feeling burnt out, breathe into your ribs. You want to activate that core and that lower body. Tilt the pelvis posteriorly. Push that spine towards the back. Stabilize that lower body. Breathe into the ribs, into the lungs. Expand the solar plexus at the front. And as you breathe out, expand the solar plexus at the back. And we'll come up to center. Breathe in, Posterior tilt, squeeze the tailbone. Breathe in. Release the arms to the floor, palms down if you can reach. Doing whatever you need to fully relax the wrists and the elbows and the shoulders as we let everything settle. Your mind is connected to your body, and your body is connected to your space. My space is connected with your space. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful, good work. If you want to relax your body a little bit more, sit in this beautiful, calm energy, please go ahead and lie and take a bit of a shavasana. Otherwise, you're good to go. I will see you next time.